Three signs the spark is fading in your relationship. Three subtle but strong signs that a relationship could be nearing its end. A 2025 pre-registered study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology analyzed data from over 10,000 participants across 4 national longitudinal studies. It found a clear pattern. Relationship satisfaction doesn't just drop suddenly at the end. Rather, it goes through a phase of terminal decline. This decline begins years before the actual breakup, with a slow pre-terminal dip followed by a sharper crash months before separation. The study also discovered that relationship satisfaction declines more sharply than general life satisfaction. This pattern was more severe for partners who didn't initiate the breakup. Although the research suggests a clear trajectory, most people don't see the signs that they are on it until it's too late. They say things like, I am just overthinking it, or maybe I am just tired. If you have been wondering whether you are still choosing your relationship or just maintaining it out of habit, here are 3 signs you may already be in the pre-breakup phase. 1. You feel relieved when you imagine life without them. Fantasies of freedom often show up before a breakup, not because you want to hurt them, but because you want to feel like yourself again. You no longer imagine a future together. You no longer imagine a future together, but instead find yourself daydreaming about a life you live on your own terms. You wonder how it would feel to wake up without the relationship weighing you down or managing the emotional strain that doesn't seem to cease. After a while, when the exhaustion sets in, you rarely notice how your body feels. You stop fighting because you no longer have the energy to keep trying. You don't initiate conversation, try to repair what's broken or mend the bond that seems to be crumbling. A 2024 study published in Behavioral Science analyzed responses from 401 married couples and found that those with lower self-compassion, relationship self-efficacy, and happiness reported significantly higher level of couple burnout. Rapidly dwindling happiness emerged as the strongest predictor of burnout, even more than their income, how long they were married for, or even the number of children they had together. This indicator matters because burnout doesn't always show up as conflict. Often it stems from a steady decline in emotional resources. When you are no longer happy in a relationship, you don't feel enough self-compassion. As a result, the relationship begins to feel too heavy to shoulder. It's not because your love is gone, but because your capacity to carry it is. Number 2, you are exhausted all the time and you don't know why. When you are constantly making excuses, compensating, or dwelling on all the time you could have tried things about but didn't, your body begins to grieve before your mind catches up. It means the emotional labor has started to outweigh the connection you are trying to so hard to maintain. Because at this point, you don't even want to try to fix the broken parts. The only thing you care about is waking up feeling rested enough to go about your day. A 2023 study published in Family Relations found that for dual earner couples, emotional exhaustion didn't just stem from external stressors. It was often associated with how unevenly emotional labor was distributed within the relationship. When one partner, usually the woman, consistently took on more coping and regulation, they reported significantly higher fatigue. The reverse was not true because men's strategies didn't buffer their partners in the same way. This imbalance tends to go gradually, specifically in the moments where you swallow what you want to say because peace matters to you more than being right does. You try to patch up the tension while putting on a calm face, while on the inside you feel anything but. This emotional fatigue can also manifest as a psychological signature. A 2018 study published in Psychoneuroendocrinology tracked couples' real-time stress and fatigue levels across 5 days. It found that after emotionally strained interactions, especially ones rated as negative, both partners reported feeling more tired even when no arguments made it to the surface. Fatigue, it turns out, doesn't need a crisis to knock on the door. It shows up through repetition and the body keeping score of every unresolved feeling you never had the chance to voice. If you are tired of pretending everything is fine, especially when your body already knows it is not, it could be a sign that the relationship may be coming to an end. Number 3, you keep wondering if you should leave. In the pre-breakup phase, you might find yourself ruminating on why you choose to stay with them in the first place. You start stacking good moments against the growing bad ones, and the future plans against their past mistakes. You start feeling like you are the only one in the relationship who keeps trying, feeling a little lonelier. You start feeling like you are the only one in the relationship who keeps trying, feeling a little lonelier each day. There might not even be a glaring reason to leave. There simply aren't enough good reason to stay. And that absence will start to weigh on you. Some days you may feel anchored, while on others you are bombarded with a feeling that something fundamental is not working between you and your partner. And the tug of war in your head doesn't stop. A 2024 study published in Emotion found that people who felt conflicted about their partner often experienced mental whiplash, where they went from wanting closeness to pulling away, from imagining a future together to feeling frustrated or numb. For the participants in the study, this ambivalence gave rise to far more than just confusion. It shaped their daily behaviors in subtle but significant ways, from overthinking to emotional withdrawal. So, if the question keeps returning to you, should I just leave? It's no longer a question. It's likely an answer you might be trying to ignore. Sometimes one of the clearest signs that a relationship is ending is not what is happening between you. Rather, it's what is no longer happening within you. And that is a part individuals often notice last. Thank you for staying with us. Please subscribe to get such contents.